What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you're having a good one and you're ready to settle down and do a little bit of a drawing here with me today. Now, just in case you randomly clicked on the video and didn't get a chance to look at the title or maybe even the picture, I'll give you a little bit of a clue as to what we're drawing here today. It starts with the letter C and it sounds like at. Just in case you didn't guess it, we're drawing a cat. Specifically, we're going to be drawing this cat right here, this happy cat. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this in the frame here so you can take a picture of this for reference. Okay, you can have it on your phone or just a separate piece of paper if you want to print it off. That's cool. I'm going to actually move this up because there's other expressions there too if you'd like to try them out maybe afterwards when we're done. Okay, let's set this aside. What are you looking at right here? Well, this is our character content. So what I've done is I made this available in the description below, and you can simply click on it and you can download it and you can print it off. So you can work in exactly the same space as I'm working here. We have our content and then our drawing space, or if this is too small, simply just print this off, set it aside, and have a separate piece of paper, giving you much more room to work in. Now, I'm going to guide you through this step by step because I believe drawing should be a step-by-step process, similar to baking a cake or building Lego. And what we're going to use is we're going to get into our material here, okay? So our material, we're going to use an HB pencil, which is just a typical everyday pencil. We are going to clean this up afterwards, get rid of any unwanted marks or lines with our kneaded eraser. And it looks like this in the package when it comes brand new. You don't need to get one of these. A white or pink eraser will work fine, but I just like to use this one. There's a few tricks that I like with it. And then I'm going to ink it with a fine black marker. And I will color it in as a finished product with pencil crayon, okay? It's always good to have a sharpener nearby so that you can sharpen up, okay? Hopefully you get my point. Well, boom, boom, shh. But let's just set this aside and let's get into our drawing. Okay, so grab that HB pencil and here we go. Our first step, okay, step number one. We're going to be drawing our face shape and it's going to be a circle. If yours is more of an oval, it's okay. You're the artist, you do what you like. Okay, this is a guideline. It's not set in stone, so that's why I don't have these already numbered, because you might do something different. You do you. What we're going to start with though, we're going to start with the circle. So I'm going to draw in this space here. I'm going to really encourage you to keep it really light. Let your wrist, let your whole arm go loose, and we're going to do a whole arm action to get our circle in there. Now I'm going to draw a little bit darker, just so it shows up better on the screen. But for you, I know it sounds kind of a little tacky, maybe a little corny, but keep it light till you know it's right. It's much easier to get rid of light lines or any unwanted marks or smudges when they're light. You can totally get rid of them. If you hulk up and you're like pressing so hard that you're engraving the paper and the lines are really, really dark, you might be able to get rid of it a little, but not completely. So just kind of relax a little bit, okay? Tone it down. So here we go, okay? Nice and light, let's go around here. You can see I'm just getting the shape of the circle, face shape, go around and around as many times as you need to. The drawing starts to really like tighten up. Cool. So you can check this off as step one done. What I'm going to do right now though is I'm going to draw a vertical line and I'm going to hang it out like more in this section here. And so I'm going to start up here and I'm just going to curve it like a little bit like a C if you would, but it's got such a like slight little curve through it, okay? Just something like this, and you can go right off the face. And what that does is it divides our face from the left side and the right side. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a horizontal line through. And again, this would be like dead smack in the middle. I'm not going to put it there. I'm just going to put it maybe a little bit above. And this is going to be our eye line. So it's just a little bit above. Okay, come right off the face here. And we're just going to curve this ever so slightly. So it's kind of like a smiley face line. All right. And what that is I kind of put this together here. Okay, so just a little bit of a face reference sheet is that if that line was straight up and down through the middle and horizontal, that face, like our character would be looking at us dead smack on, like right in the front. Just in case you know, if you can guess what direction ours is looking in, or facing rather. Ours is looking to the right, but it's facing, our character is going to be facing to the left. If that center line was curved more this way, okay, so like a backward C, our character would be facing the right. If that center line is right on the side of the face here, if it's all the way to the left, our character is facing the left, and vice versa. If it's all the way on the right side, our character is facing the right. Okay, so just a little bit of a reference. Ours is going to be this direction here, okay? Cool. So let's get into step number 2. Step number 2 are going to be the eyeballs here. So let's put our first one, we'll go like about here. That will be the side. Let's drop this in here, okay? So same how we did the face here. Let's just go around and around. Okay, nice oval. Your eye is going to be somewhere in here. Okay, so that center line is like kind of like, let's say center of our eye there. Now when we put in our second eye here, it's okay if like your eye goes off the face like a little bit. You could put it in this space right here. You could put it half off, half on. When you're doing any face, the further apart they get, the closer together, it just alters the final appearance. So again, play around with it. You're the artist. I'm just going to drop mine in. I'm going to drop mine in somewhere in here. Okay, so maybe slightly off the face. There we go. Those are the eyes, the eyeballs done. Let's get into step 3. Okay, step 3 is going to be like the pupils. It is a circle, and then it is like a smiley face line, or like a half circle, or a U. So what we're going to do is, let's draw the first thing. We're going to draw a circle here in the bottom right. We're going to draw a second circle here in the bottom left. And then exactly like what we said here, let's pick it up and let's draw in that U. All right, and let's do it. We did it once, let's do it again. Okay, if you like, you don't have to do this. We can color the bottom with our pencil. Shade that up a little bit. So that's a pupil, and that would be the white part there's going to be the highlight in the eye. Nice. Okay, so that's step 3 done. Step 4, let's get into the nose. The nose. Okay, again, these are guidelines. They're not, you don't have to adhere to them. You don't have to be so like, oh my gosh, I didn't do it. It's okay. We're going to draw a triangle, and all we're going to make sure is that that point here is on that line. So we can do it as small or as big as we want. I'm actually going to come into the eye a little bit here, maybe into this one too. And I'm just going to bring this triangle down. The bottom of it touches the center line. I'm going to put the nose in like that. Nice, that's step 4 is done. Okay. Let's go to step 5. Let's put in the mouth. Okay, step 5 is going to be the mouth. Now, this is just a W, or 2 U's, 1 U, 2, hence the double U. I know your mind's blown right now. So let's put that in. And what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of the same thing. Is we're just going to make sure, see this point here? It touches this line here. So let's just do that, okay? And what we're going to do is after we're done, we're going to cap it off with a little bit of a frown line. So let's start down here. Let's do our first U. Okay, it's nice and small, just like this. All right, we touch the center line here. Let's go into our bigger U up here, okay? We're going to come all the way up here, close to that eye. And what we're going to do is we're going to cap it off with that frown line. Nice. The mouth is done. See this little kind of floater line out here, this little frown? What that is, we're going to come off the cheek here. We're going to just put that in that little frown. Okay, a half circle the other way, or like a kind of like an N, just not as like curved around. And what that is it's a cat's cheek. Okay, so we can put that in just there. And again, if you're keeping score, that's step 6 is done. Nice. Let's give this cat some chiclets here. So step 7 is going to be the teeth. Now again, you can do both teeth, like here, you can do them as U's or V's, or you can do one of each. It's up to you. I'm going to put in 2. If you do it like a V, it's just like this. Tooth is a little bit more pointed. If you do it like the letter U, okay, it's a little bit more rounded. Again, one of each. You're the artist, you do what you like. But our teeth are done. All right, step 8. Let's give our cat some brows. Okay, let's give him some eyebrows. So with the eyebrows here, what we could do is we could treat it like a frown. So a frown is just like this, another frown line. You could go 1 and you can go 2. If you want to keep it simple, go like that. If you want to give them a little bit more razzle dazzle here, like we see here, these little cheese puff kidney looking shape eyebrows. Well, what you could do is you could do like this. So here's that frown line. Okay, awesome. Repeat that frown line again, but it's just going to be smaller because it's underneath. You're going to do a C, to close it, and a backward C on the other side. Okay, let's remix this. Let's do it again. Okay, let's do it another way. Let's go a C if we wanted. Get that frown line kicking. Do a second frown line. And finish it off with that backward C. Nice. Step 8 is done. Step 9, okay, let's go 9. We're gonna put in some ears. So what you can do is you can do something like this. You can give yourself like a little bit of a reference. So you have a target of what you're doing. So what do I mean? I mean this. Let's put in a line here. This is where the ear is going to start. And this is where the ear is going to finish. Okay. And all we're going to do is we're going to extend up like a triangle, come to the top and go right back down to our second reference mark there. So starting and stopping. All right. See how this line cuts through? It's going to be more towards the left. So let's give ourselves another mark here. So there's more space on the right. And see from the top part, the point of the ear, let's connect right back down to that mark there, okay? Alrighty. We did it once, do it again. So that's the right one is done. Let's do this one. Let's give ourselves some marks again. There's the right side of it. Here's the left side of it. Wherever you like, just come up. Go from the point, go to your other mark over here. We're going to give ourselves a reference again because we want it to be closer to the top. Go right from the point and connect to your mark there. Awesome. Our ears are done. Hopefully you heard that. Oh, I love the dad jokes. Step 10. This is our nice little cowlick here. Okay. So what we're going to do is, it looks like the letter M, or like two little mountaintops, and it's kind of coming up and curving to the right. So see how we have our mark here for the ear and our mark here for the right ear? We're just going to work with those marks. So look, come up here, the smaller peak, curve back down, and get into the bigger peak and curve back down. The hair is done. And now really all we have to do is we have to just put in like the little bits of fur here. So this is step 11, all right? Now, if I were to totally like turn this, you would see the letters W and M. You could give yourself reference to, you could quickly just be like, okay, it's here, and be like, okay, here. You can literally write the letter W there. Or if you still need to put in the little bit of landmarking here, like the targets, here, start here, end here. Well, this is just, I'm trying to curve around here as if I'm writing it. Here's a letter M. Okay, something like this. Okay, when you're drawing too, don't feel like you have to go and like press so hard that you're, like I said, don't be so confident with it that you got to press hard and commit to the line. It's okay to have these sketchy lines. I know you're thinking this sounds sketchy, but it's okay to be a little bit sketchy, okay? Sorry, once I start, I can't stop. Okay, that's all our steps are done. All right, they're done. Now I'm going to show you a couple things that we could do here to, if you'd like to do these on your cat. Again, you don't have to, but you could. So what you could do is, if you want to give your cat some eyelashes, you could do something like a 1, 2, 3 and flick off. So again, 1, 2, 3, you do that. If you want to give your cat some whiskers, you could do like dots in a triangle. So there's a top, the left and the right. You could do them as circles. And similar to how you did the eyelashes, you can just flick away. Whenever I'm doing drawings with my daughter, she's always like, we can put eyelashes on. So I'm giving you the option. If you want to put eyelashes on, you can put eyelashes on. All right, so you could do that. I'm going to do a couple things with the drawing. I'm not going to put in the eyelashes or the whiskers. I just want to keep it as simple as possible. Sometimes less is more. Okay, one thing I'm going to do is, see how this is curved? I'm just going to curve this around. Again, like really like a backward C here. And this is just separating the fur from the face here. So I'm going to do that. And what I'm going to do is, just working in like two triangles here, I'm just going to put in some stripes. There's one in here, and I'm going to put the second one in here. Alrighty. Now this is why I like to use this kneaded eraser so much. So with the kneaded eraser, what you can do is you can mold it into any shape you like. So you can put it to a point, you can go really skinny, or you can go much wider. And like, see that center line there? I'm really going to go with a little bit of force here, and I'm just going to take that away. Okay, so this is why it's nice. You can mold it. Another reason why it's nice, what you can do is you can treat it like a stamp. Almost like sticky tack here. And what it does is it pulls off layers at a time. Or my favorite, this is why I love it, is if you roll it like Play-Doh, or maybe like as if you were in the kitchen making some cookies with the dough, you can roll it out like this. And what you can do is you can just roll over your drawing. And what it does again is it just pulls off layers at a time. All right. And you can control it too. And again, if you drew really, really light, it's even easier because there's not much graphite on there. If you did go a little bit harder, it just helps pull it off. So you get this nice light version of your drawing and you're ready to go. And you can ink this with your fine black marker. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And I'll join back up with you when it's done. Right, so what you can do is you can give yourself a little bit of time after it's inked, and if there's any other marks that you still need to get rid of, you can definitely go back in with your eraser and you can get those out. You can roll over it, or like if you're using just a white or pink eraser there, you can just simply erase those. A lot of these markers dry very, very, very fast. All right, so just give yourself a couple minutes and you should be totally fine to go in and do that. What you could do here, all right, is, well, a couple things is I colored obviously in the pupils here black. I did the eyebrows black as well. And again, this is just what I'm doing. I didn't do the stripes because I'm going to actually do those in a pencil crayon. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to color this in. And before I go and I do that, I just want to show you how you can use this character content here on the side. So what you can do is you can always try out like colors. I'm going to make my cat orange, so I could try out some colors here just on the side. If I wanted to do cat like blue or purple, I could do that here as well. But what you can do is you can actually go and use the shape too. So if this is like the head shape in here, right? If you want to just do flat colors like orange, go right ahead, just do the cat all orange. If you want to get in and you kind of want to layer your colors to create new ones and maybe show, you know, a light source going from light to dark, you could do something like that. So you could, you know, put down a little bit of white first, right? Here's maybe some white. And you could layer some orange over top of that. Just really just play around with your colors, because the white is going to make it like toned down, right? You're gonna tint it, you're gonna mute it a little bit. You could bring in some darker oranges to this, or some red if you'd like to as well. But just play around really with these colors here and mix them all together. But just play around with your colors here, and when a lot of people think of when you know, if you were to mix colors together, you automatically think of paint, but you can do that with pencil crayons as well. Okay, so you could do something like that. Again, have some fun with it. Play around with the pressure that you're working with as well. You're the artist, you do what you like. Just let you know that you can use this definitely to try out different colors. Now you want to get into some different shades with the nose, you can do that as well. But just even if you're just doing flat color blocks like this, right, color it in. It's a nice little way to kind of build your character and test it out before you commit to it on your actual drawing. Okay, one thing that I'm going to tell you that's very, very useful is just make sure when you are coloring that you have a nice, like, you keep it very, very sharp as you can, just because you give yourself more surface area to color. Not only that, if it gets too low and it gets too close to the wood, what ends up happening is you end up scratching the paper. So it looks something like this, like you scratch it so much that when you color over it, you get all those white lines. I don't know if that's ever happened to you. It used to happen to me all the time. So just try to avoid that and keep that nice and sharp, okay? All right, so I'm gonna color this thing. Okay, and there you have it. Meow. Look at that bad boy. Hopefully yours turned out exactly the way that you planned it as well, and you're happy with the final product. Thanks for hanging out with me today. The last thing that we really have to do here is just sign it. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Typically artists sign it in the bottom right, so it could be either here or here, and it's just a very, very subtle signature. You do it in the medium that it was done in, so you can do it in a black pencil crayon or in a black fine tip marker. I'm gonna do it in a black fine tip marker. I'm gonna get super creative here and totally think outside the box. I'm just gonna do my initials here. Just nice and small. Just sign off on this. You did it, be proud of it. And until next time, everybody, take care.